Hey guys everyone, welcome back to Epic Film Sleuth. Today we're talking about Culpa Mía, My Fault. The dramatic and romantic hit full of emotions, rebellion, and great chemistry. Here's a recap of all of the electrifying moments, from forbidden love to high-speed car chases to dangerous secrets that could end in anything. Nicole in Culpa Mía is a strong-willed and independent teenager who falls into a luxurious new world when her mother remarries. When she meets her reckless, brooding stepbrother, Nick, sparks fly in a way that completely defies all the rules. Their indisputable attraction drives them into a frenzy of dangerous connections, barbed emotions, and incredible betrayals. Filled with heart-pounding romance, exciting action, the unexpected turns, you will be on the edge of your seat through this entire film. So let's get into it. Noah's life takes a sharp turn when she is forced out from the comfort of her friends, her boyfriend, and the life she knows. Noah is forced to move in with her mother and stepfather in their Beverly Hills mansion. Keeping her mother, Rafaela, in the process of uprooting her life, the transition is anything but smooth. However, Rafaela is also determined that her daughter will see the bright side. She assures her that this new chapter will be one filled with nothing but good. However, Noah is unable to accept her new surroundings and won't recognize William Leister as a member of the family. Yet he believes in his patience and her own speed. She never closes the distance. Noah finds that as Rafaela is led to her new bedroom, it is exactly how she would want it, with designer clothes and expensive accessories. None of this makes her feel at home, however luxurious. Later that same day, she runs into her stepbrother called Nicholas. Their first conversation goes on a different turn when Noah explains to her how there are no simple snacks in their superb home, and Nick smugly suggests more fancier variations. Their conversation seems so innocent until that argument starts growing heated quickly. At dinner, tensions flare when the two rub each other's interests and make for an uncomfortable dinner. Nick comes up with an excuse to escape, and Noah is equally annoyed that is not enough. So Noah decides to take a taxi back to her old home. But her stepfather orders Nick to drive her and states he is a reliable driver. It has to be a very uncomfortable car ride as their argument continues. Nick abruptly stops with Noah in an unfamiliar place and leaves him abandoned. Luckily, a guy named Mario sees her distress and offers to come to her aid. During their conversation, he realizes she's Nick Leister's stepsister, a revelation that catches his attention since the Leister name carries weight in the city. Mario also mentions that Nick is heading to a party that night, contradicting his earlier excuse. Noah knows that Nick lied and therefore decides to go and confront him at the party. When she shows up, she quickly lets him know about his lie and that she will tell his father. Unfazed by what happened before her, he warns her that she shouldn't get involved in his business, and he walks away. As she remains at the party, a guy offers her a drink and she accepts without ginger. Soon, Nick halts any further talk, announcing the guy is someone who drugs girls' drinks, hers included. Nick decides to get her home safely as dizziness takes over. He leaves after making sure she's in bed. Later that night, though, Noah is tormented by a nightmare. A memory, but not exactly a memory, from her childhood. Recalling the terrifying nights when her father would abuse her mother, Rafaela was obliged to hide Noah in the closet to protect him, though those dark moments have haunted her. The next day, she asks Nick what went down after the party, if he was the one who took compromising pictures of her. Rather than telling her directly, he starts playing with her paranoia, teasing her, making her further frustrated. When her mother comes by, she refers to a message from Noah, who called her and told her that she spent the night at Jenna's, one of Nick's female friends. However, Noah never sent that message. She realizes that Nick must have used her phone to forestall her mother from asking questions about the prior night. Later, Jenna continues to build up Nick as the perfect boy, although still Noah does not believe, as he has not forgiven him. That night, Nick gets ready for a high-stakes car race, and not long before sitting down in the car to compete, he sees Noah pull in with Jenna. Hey, if you're enjoying this video, make sure you subscribe and press notifications so you don't miss future content from me. Knowing she is there, however, rattles him, and when he realizes he's deep in conversation with another guy, jealousy flares inside of him. Frustrated, he channels his emotions into the race, securing victory against a rival tied to a dangerous gang led by Ronnie. Amidst the post-race celebration, Noah receives a text from an unknown number, a photo exposing her boyfriend kissing her best friend. Instead of breaking down, she decides to retaliate. She impulsively attempts to kiss a random guy, intending to capture the moment as payback. But before she can go through with it, Nick intervenes, scaring the guy away. To make sure she doesn't turn to anyone else for revenge, he suddenly pulls her in and kisses her himself. He then hands her the photo she wanted to send to her boyfriend before walking off. Noah is later fueled by adrenaline and gets in the driver's seat of a car. She notices and is challenged to a race by Ronnie. Confidently, she accepts. And Nick realizes just before the race starts what she's shown herself that she is getting herself into. Panic flickers across his face. Noah manages to pull off the shock win against the odds. Ronnie nonetheless will not surrender and proclaims he is the true winner. At least things intensify when Nick is compelled to hand over his car and a handsome €15,000 bet when Noah steps in unexpectedly. But when she does boldly step forward to defend Nick, Ronnie discovers he's been beaten up by a female racer. He gets enraged and starts mocking her. Once beyond his breaking point, he pushes Nick. The two groups are caught up in a violent fight which erupts between them, with chaos around them. And eventually, Nick's friends manage to get away in their car, leaving Noah shaken. But she knows how much she means to him, and she knows how much he went to war for her. Days drift by and Nick hasn't yet returned home. As important a business event takes place at the Leicester household, he decides to spend the day at home with Noah. He finally comes home at night late, and she is waiting on the couch. They begin to talk, and for an unknown reason, their emotions allow them to babble. His lips meet with hers in a steaming hot kiss that stops just as quickly as it started as Nick pulls away. He is conflicted and confused, saying they must stay away from her, and yet feeling a power pull to her. The distance these two try to put between themselves and their upcoming feelings is as long as it is powerful and complicated. When Dan reappears at her house after a relationship slump and is hopeful that they can work things out, Noah's world is a spinning mess. However, she fears he may have seen the photo of her and Nick kissing and wants to avoid any confrontation. Anxious to prevent a disaster, she urges Dan to leave. Tensions rise when Ronnie crosses paths with Nick outside a restaurant. Deliberately provoking him by mentioning Noah, the encounter escalates into a brutal fight, leaving Nick injured. Noah tends to his wounds, and amidst the quiet moment, they share another passionate kiss, finally acknowledging their feelings for each other. Unbeknownst to them, Dan witnesses the entire exchange. Realizing the danger of the situation, Noah convinces Dan to keep quiet about what he saw. Sometime later, Noah is invited to an event with Nick's close friends, Anna and Mario. There they find underground fights which disturb Noah. As Nick revels in the violence, she tries to persuade him to change his mind, but he pays no heed. As the night moves on, Nick reacts aggressively and knocks Mario down when he makes an unwelcome move on Noah. Nick's violent outburst is though a sign of protection, but it reminds Noah of her past trauma. They drift apart because she tells him that she is tired of being involved with someone capable of inflicting violence. Over time, William tells Nick shocking information about Noah's past. He narrates how her father stabbed her with a knife and attacked her. Finally, Nick realizes why Noah has always been terrified of violence. She's not only making him change, she's protecting herself from constantly reliving her childhood trauma. Additionally, it's shown that Jonas was just released from prison, and Rafaela is anxious about her daughter's safety. When asked by Nick about why he's doing it, William eventually explains that it was Noah's testimony which helped convict him. William orders for Nick to stick with her to ensure her protection. At a party, Nick sees Noah, who is not happy at all following the discussion they had. Around the clock, it unravels until Anna, jealous of Noah, locks her in a cupboard. Then the confined space brings out terrifying childhood memories, causing her to panic. Just in time, Nick rushes to her aid and pulls her out. That night, they sleep in the same bed, but Nick decides he should not be with her until she is safe with him. William enters the room at that moment to interrupt, announcing the emergency is in Nick's sister Maggie. After leaving the hospital, Nick and Noah talk about what they felt. Nick thinks they should not be dictated to as to what they love, but Noah is afraid that it will hurt their families. As long as they can, they agree to share one last moment together. At least the night still spent on the beach in each other's arms. The next day, as Nick goes into a store, Noah is kidnapped by Ronnie. Due to knowing Ronnie, the authorities are immediately contacted by Nick, and then confirmed through checking security footage that he is the man involved. But soon there is a chilling call. Jonas demands a ransom of €1,000,000 if he wants Noah to live. It is found that Ronnie and Jonas met in prison and are in the process of planning revenge. Jonas manages to orchestrate the scene, remaining away to watch Rafaela and William hurry to this location. He remembers that the car he lost to Ronnie had a tracker though, so Nick and them head straight to the hideout. Jonas fills Noah up with knowledge about where to look for him, then forces her into the driver's seat with a gun to her head and orders her to drive. Determined to save her, Nick pursues them. A detective finds the right opening as the chase comes to a close, taking a fatal shot at Jonas. Ronnie is found, tied up and unable to be free, and Noah is rescued. Noah and Nick reunite, but their problems are anything but gone. With knowledge of their relationship, Rafaela has decided to end it once and for all, and there will be more conflict and pain ahead. Thank you for watching. If you want to enjoy more recaps like this one, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to like and share the recap of this awesome movie. We'll see you in the next. Take care.